Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for serious tarot people. This is not your typical tarot reading. I'm not meant to predict because tarot doesn't predict. Tarot is the science of potential. Astrology is the science of cycles. Okay, there's nothing mysterious or satanic about any of them, although you can make them or put them any way that you want to, I suppose. But I've done astrology for over 50 years. It is definitely the science of cycles, and I do mean science. You have to investigate that more to understand. And tarot is the science of potential. Done that for over 20 years, tarot. Tarot, as opposed to astrology, see, astrology doesn't compel you to do anything. It just talks about cycles, and so you're coming up into a cycle or a part of a cycle, and they can explain what the parameters of that is. And then you decide whether you want to do anything or not. With tarot, to use it effectively and fully, you have to participate. Okay? It's the science of potential. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to do anything physical or physically demanding, maybe emotionally demanding, maybe spiritually demanding. But tarot says, here's the energy. What are you going to do with it? You can choose to do nothing. That's fine. But that's why tarot is the science of potential. Okay? So what you're going to get here are the 5 cards. You're not going to see anything move. There's nothing magical going on the screen. There's not going to be any kind of AI effects or anything. Just the 5 cards. I want you to focus, 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 focus. Something that we do not do in society. Everything is meant to distract us, to keep us busy from thinking about what's really actually going on. Okay? So here, we're going to do that. We're going to just have the 5 cards. Most people who view this on a day-to-day basis, because I do this every day 365, most people just close their eyes and listen. It runs about 10, 12 minutes. I will make the message crystal clear. You will know what the energy is. You don't have to guess. Very often in other tarot readings or even astrology, even if you have a good astrologer, man, there's so much information that you can't figure it all out. You don't know which way to go. There's so many different options. I'm going to clarify what this energy is for you. And then you decide, does it fit? Does it resonate with me? If it does, then I'm going to put it into my life, whichever way is appropriate for you. So we begin with the middle card. It's the Oracle card. It sets the mood for the reading. Today the card is the Fates. Ooh, now I believe life is fated. You can do an astrological chart on a newborn, brand new. As long as you have the day, the time, the location of birth, you do a chart on them, and you can plot their life. You can even plot their personality really well. Boy, astrology, if it's done well, man, you can spot the strong points and weak points of any person. And that's very helpful in making your way through life. But it also says that you are not as free as you think you are. You are free in a way to react, but even then, if we know what your personality leanings are from the chart, we pretty much know how you're going to react. Nevertheless, this is a game we play with ourselves. Not everybody is meant to be rich, talented, good-looking. Life is a jigsaw puzzle. We have 8 billion pieces, 8 billion people on the planet. They're all different. Hell, in your own house, if you have brothers and sisters, you're all different. How the hell can that be? Because you have the same mother and father, I presume. Of course, these days you can't assume that, I suppose, but let's just make the assumption. You have the same mother and father, same house, same. How come you're not all the same? Because we're all here different. We come to this incarnation with different goals, different destinies. And so the key is to, whether you use numerology, whether you use astrology, you can use the ascendant, north node, moon, and house structure and stuff like that. And you can figure out which way you should be headed in terms of your fate. Numerology, it's much cleaner because you can really kind of get a handle on it. But the point of the matter is this, that we all have a path. If you decide to try to manifest outside of that path just to fit in, well, everybody else making money, everybody else. First of all, not everybody else is. Number two, if that's what you're doing, you're not living your path, and you're going to find you're getting beaten up. And even if you get to where you want to go, you may hate it so much that you leave it, or it kills you. I've seen that too. So the deal is to figure out what your fated path is and then step along. Because much of what we call life is really out of our hands, out of our control. And this next year, 2 years, maybe all the way till 2030, pretty much out of our control. And it's going to be a shit show sometimes. And we're coming up into a really tough period. And that's fate. There's not much that you can do about it. But our meme for today is a little bit encouraging. It's from Wendell Berry, and he says, "When we know longer what to do, we have come to our real work. And when we no longer know which way to go, we have begun our real journey." So there is an element of faith that needs to be extracted, and that really is the journey, the fates. Because what is going on, certainly in the next few years, going to be totally out of our hands. But our reaction to it, that we can control. Let's go all the way to the left. We go to the Ten of Wands. That's where we begin. The Wands are positivity, excitement, enthusiasm, gratitude, joy. Ten of Wands is sort of the opposite of all of that, because the Ten of Wands is saying, okay, I've had enough. I've played the game. It's bullshit. I got it. Not going to play the game anymore because I can't win. I won't win. And whatever I do win isn't really worth much. So I'm going to drop the burdens. Drop the expectations. And the King of Wands says, I'm going to make up my own expectations for myself. That's the next card, King of Wands. It's leadership, it's innovation. It's risk. Going back to Wendell Berry's thing, when you no longer what to do, we've come to our real work. When you no longer which way to go, that's our real journey. And that's what the Ten of Wands is setting himself up for. They're saying, put all this crap down. All this stuff that I was told was true was a lie. All of it. So now I'm tasked with having some impact on my own fate. Yes, most of it is out of my hands. But the stuff that's external to me, while I can't control it, I can shape my own destiny. Put down my burdens and go for joy, positivity. Grab whatever bit of positiveness I can grab, because it adds so much more to my life. And that's what the Star card, the next card, is all about. The Star card basically is healing. It's hope. It's guidance. It's relief. It's a chance to go, okay, I've thrown out everything that they've told me. I've been left naked in the universe, in a manner of speaking. Now I have the freedom and responsibility to set the course for myself. I'm ready to take that real journey that Wendell Berry was talking about, because I don't know which way to go. So I'm off on an adventure. And it's not that you're completely lost. Nine of Cups says you're not completely lost. Nine of Cups says I can see the happy place. I can see it in my mind, at least. In my heart, my spirit, I can see it. I can feel it. I'm not there. I can't put my hands on it, but I can feel it. And that's what you use as your guiding light. So while we're talking about the fates, and what you're going through right now is fated. You came here to go through this because you're going to learn so much. So while it may be out of your hands in the external world, internally, that's where you have the power, and you can make a huge difference. Take advantage. So reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another Tao Tarot reading. Between now and the next time you and I talk tarot together, peace and blessings.